Come! Go! Come! Go! Come! Go!
Here to take out a book? That tone is especially valuable. Stop!
OD?
I warned you. What you take from the...
Oh.
You'll pay for this transgression. Death is too kind for you. Return what you borrowed.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out the video, and I figured it would be a little bit easier for me to just tell you how to get the 8-bit nightmare than to caption it all on the screen. You do need the 8-bit nightmare in order to craft with the 32-bit coin to make a 32-bit weapon. So, in order to get the 8-bit nightmare, you have to go to the secret area on the map, which I'm showing right now. If you want to pause it, go ahead, get the location of the map, and then you break the ceiling, go up there, get all the loot, and then break the wall on the far left side, and then press up on the bookshelf, and you will be taken to this 8-bit secret area. And then at the end of that area, there will be an 8-bit overlord boss. You have to defeat him, and then you will be given the 8-bit nightmare. So I hope that helps, and I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. If you do, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more. See you guys later.
Like it.
This.
Ooh, I like it.
Take this.
done.
I'll go with this.
Ooh, I like it.
Take this! I'll go with this.
There, all done.
I'll go with this.
Ooh, I like it. All done.
I'll go with this.
Ooh, I like it.
Take this! Take this! Take this! I'll go with this.
Ooh, I like it.
I'll go with this.
There, all done. There, all done.
I'll go with this.
Ooh, I like it.
I'll go with this.
next order of...
I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it. Johannes, are you...
It was Jeebles doing.
Hey guys, this is Toyota, and I'm here with Adam. And we're going to be talking about the red shards. What we'll be doing here is essentially covering what they do and, you know, what's good about them, or if they're unconventional and all that. And then after that, we're going to give it a ranking. Like, hey, yeah, this is great, or use it, or it's kind of unconventional for crazy people, or it's you know, depends on the player. So let's get started. Alright, so Thrashing Tentacles, our first one. This is a screen coverage spell. It's actually, it's not bad in the beginning. It's a good beginner spell. High cost at the beginning, so you might only get to use this once or twice. But it's pretty okay for what it does. Not so good damage when you compare it to other shards you get later, unfortunately. Even when you rank this baby all the way up. But what you do get with it is a nice screen kill on weaker enemies. It's not bad, but you won't use it later on. It's good at first, and then it loses its value. And without, you know, this is when you actually keep into New Game Plus, correct? So perhaps it gets a little better when you grade it up every New Game Plus, but that's pretty interesting. Because you still have to actually beat to New Game Plus once again. So if I had to give that a ranking, I would say it's you know, it's just a you're not going to use it after you start getting some other spells, especially the next one. This one is kind of hard to talk about because it's I made the blood green just so I could figure out some way to get it to appear. I can't believe it in an area for this one. Yeah, so you can change blood color in this game, which is one thing almost. I mean, maybe that's the fun part about having this spell. You can change blood whatever color you want, which I forgot to talk about. Let's actually go. Maybe not, because you know what, look at that. The blood is actually still green here, even though I changed it to purple. So now we have purple and green. Let's suck that both in. And I would say, in terms of the healing it gives, it's actually better than, believe it or not, it's better than the passive ability you get later that heals you over time. If the blood is there, it's good. And if you're, you know, just grinding, and you just need to do a quick heal and you don't want to waste your items, this isn't bad, but I literally pretty much did not use this after I used it for one puzzle. So there is an achievement that comes with it though, called Bloodstain, and you apparently just need to absorb a lot of blood, but I'm sure if you, well no, you see, here's one problem though. This is why I'm like, I don't think this is such a good ability regardless though, is because you don't keep it, since it has a puzzle element that lets you get to certain part of the game. So they take it away from you in the New Game Plus, so I don't know if you can possibly grade it up. I have not tested that yet. Maybe everything stays as is when you get it back. That might be the scenario. So, say if that does happen, well, I don't know if getting a higher grade will increase the recovery amount, because the race as the rank does that. But otherwise, I barely used it. You get pretty powerful in this game. Fighting bosses, I don't believe they drop blood. They only drop blood after they're dead, so there's not really too much of a point to this other than for farming, most likely.
I'm not sure if that's true. They might leave blood just when you attack them. They might not. But either way, blood doesn't drop from every enemy, and as you need to be near walls or floors and there's flying enemies, and it's just very situational.
You also need to use the correct weapon. If you've played Symphony of the Night, you know that you need to use swords to get blood to fall out of certain enemies. But as you see, like, not every enemy will let you play to see blood. It might not always land on the walls or the ground. They might not even bleed. So as he said, very situational. And situational, it's not... I don't have anything against situational necessarily, but I'm just not sure if it's honestly that good, other than, as I said, it's a nice resource.
The most useful I found it was against the boss in the desert area.
Oh, yes. That's right, you told me.
Because for some reason that battlefield gets completely covered with blood the whole time. But at the same time, the MP cost was quite high to do any decent healing.
That is true. That is true. It does cost 80, just as much as Thrashing Tentacle. So I guess, yeah, maybe blood does fall down on the ground. I didn't see that shows that I didn't really use it much, but blood does fall down on the ground after you just typically slash the enemy then. Similar to Symphony of the Night, except it actually stays there instead of you having to activate the ability and actually slash the enemy. So, very situational, my opinion of it. I would just say it's kind of like, not really for me, but what about you?
I'm gonna say it's awesome just because of how cool it looks when you use it for puzzle.
Yeah, I guess the visual style for it's really nice. I'll give it that. I do like the color. If there's one plus I can for the range, I'll just give it a plus for being able to choose. You know, like, this is useful. Like, this is more towards the visual style. You can change the color of the blood, and if you want to just go into the options and make a rainbow of blood and do blood steal, that's a thing you could do. I bet. It's beautiful. But yeah, that's the most I could say about it. Alright, so Draconic Rage. This one has a low drop rate at first, especially. Actually, no, it just has a low drop rate in general. But basically, it's Falcon Punch from a dragon. It's very, very powerful when you first get it, and it actually does have, if any of you played Smash Bros before, this actually has a little, a sweet spot. And the sweet spot is closer to the dragon. Towards the tip, it'll do only 200, as you see there. We're getting both hits in. But closer to the dragon, it will do 800. So the damage could be pretty massive. It does cause
it, honestly.
Oh, yeah?
Like, past the fist is when it does more damage, basically.
Yeah.
Like, closer towards the torso than the fist is when it does more damage.
Yeah, exactly. Right where the dragon is the most damage. It's so strange. And then, like, kind of around that area in front of it. Now, for 120, it's a good frontal screen option, because the damage is absolutely staggering, especially at the point you get it. This is very powerful. And if you have like 500 MP, you can actually kill, just to prove that point, you can actually kill a good chunk of the bosses, and I believe like 5 hits with these. Oh, whoops, wrong place. I mean, for one, the Revenant has 6,666 HP, so if you get this about 7 times and you have like the amount of MP for it, it's a kill. But you know, Craftwork, he'll die. I mean, well, you won't have the ability before him. But yeah,
I never saw this guy in the Demons.
Oh yeah.
So cool. No, the dragon around the tower.
Oh, I see. Yes. Yeah. See, these guys, they'll die in 3 hits from it or so. Around that. So, you know, just saying, it is powerful if you manage to get your hands on this. Oh, you won't have that before the dragons, though. That's after the dragons. But even then, even after the dragons, it just takes a few of those to kill the bosses. Yeah, actually no, that literally stands as it is. You can just use this 3 times on these bosses and they'll die from it. 4 times you have it ranked all the way up. And graded all the way up, which is not too hard to do. There's 2 rooms that have those dragons in the library, and you can just go in and out grinding that if you have, I think you could kill the dragon with the Petraway, possibly. But it's not a bad ability. The cost at first is a lot, though, but the damage does make up for it, I would say. I would give my ranking for this good. Just good, though. Because I know some abilities that don't even cost as much get the same amount of damage in a short time. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, it seems really cool.
Yeah.
It seems quite cool. It's not something I ever used, but yeah, I mean, it does a pretty good amount of damage, but it is quite expensive.
Oh yeah, definitely. 120 MP is no joke, but once you get Words of Wisdom, this thing you can sometimes cast for 0 or just a smaller amount, which is really nice. So that's one thing. Oh yes, also for those of you who are curious, I should have mentioned this. Jeebel's glasses give you infinite MP. All right. So,
yeah, I'd say it's good.
Good. Okay, so both goods. All right, Cerulean Splash. This is literally the first ability you get in the game, and it's at the highest rank. It's pretty okay damage. You know, with it bouncing back and forth, you could get multiple hits on it if you're lucky. But there was a pretty okay example, you know, of it hitting twice. But you see, as you see, even though it came back a little earlier, it does have a hit rate, meaning it'll only combo every so-and-so seconds. So, unfortunately, you can't really pull off a little trick where you just kind of bounce it between the, you know, some small walls like that and get a lot of hits off it. But the nice chunk of damage that it does do at a higher level is actually a good thing for screen clearing, like this essentially. It's good on just normal enemies. You know, you're just walking through, you toss this out, you walk around, and you know, everything takes damage or maybe even possibly dies. Good for weaker enemies, but you're not really gonna use it beyond mob killing, I would say.
How spammable is it?
How spammable? You can spam up to 3 at a time on the screen. So that's probably a pretty good thing, especially for a cost of 15. I think this is the lowest cost in the game that you can get in general for a Conjure Shard. So it could be pretty good that way. I think, you know, okay, here's one thing I haven't tested. We'll do this really fast because I want to make sure I remember. Okay, so if you do cast around multiple, at least you could get something like that. So for 15 MP, this is just, I would say, a general usability. It's kind of hard to rank this one because it is useful. It is useful. 15 MP is pretty great. I would say the best way to use this, though, is to actually have some, you know, good amount of intelligence and you know, whatever you can use to increase this ability to work to your advantage. Casting out 3 for only 45 MP is pretty darn good, if I say so myself. Like I said, the only thing is the hit rate, and since it bounces around a lot, it could be good on some big bosses, could be good on a dragon, you know, dragon grinding and whatnot. But I'd still say this is good as a mob killing tool.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, exactly. Yeah, like Revolver Ocelot, you know, bouncing bullets off the walls, you're bouncing the water off the walls. I would actually say this is better than the net stability we're going to talk about, simply because of the multi-hit capability, screen clearing capabilities, and being that it's a moving hitbox. Yeah, it might miss some smaller enemies, but the bigger guys, they're gonna get hit by that. So I'd say it's pretty good, because you could just use it anytime you want, really, especially with that low MP cost.
You're pretty good, as Revolver Ocelot would say. But yeah, well, I was gonna say the exact same thing. Like, I'd say it's pretty good.
Alright, so Gale Crawler, the one I believe is not as good as this, because if you notice the damage there, in comparison, you only get so much more damage than the Cerulean Splash. You see it's about 30 more damage. Now of course, oh, well, hey, maybe there's some enemies that, you know, take 150 HP to kill, right? Well, the most I could say about this is it's good for just running and killing anything on the ground this way, right? Similar...
It's good for a long roll.
Yeah. Similar, but... Yeah, exactly. Like, you won't... Here's the only issue, though. You won't be as fast as this. You will not be as fast.
Did you just throw that pig into the Iron Maiden?
Well, I think we just found a hidden ability, everybody. Because I did not use Craftwork on that. Craftwork's an ability that you need to just grab an Iron Maiden and pull it. Let's actually take a look at that. Maybe Gale Crawler is secretly the greatest ability in the game for speedrunners. But this is pretty okay, as I said, but it'll miss things because of its low hitbox. How did that happen?
Yeah, like the pig flew into it, like when you knocked it, somehow.
Oh, so it's not Gale Crawler. Okay. So
That's amazing.
there's a little secret for you guys. You know, put Karma into that, and then you could just, you know, break the game. You'll only be able to get a treasure chest from doing that. The other areas do not have anything. Yeah. But otherwise, there's not really much to say about this ability necessarily. You can cast it multiple times. I would say maybe as a general boss fighting weapon, as long as the boss is completely on the ground, or even just for normal, stronger enemy kills. In fact, I'll go back to that. I mean, not so good on, you know, like the damage-wise, a little bit lacking. You could use it like that as just a general usability, similar to Cerulean Splash, to just throw some damage out.
And what's the cost for this one?
The cost is only 22 MP, that's what I'm saying. General use, not really a high cost. You know, there's not too much risk here. But the reward is pretty okay. The only problem, as I was going to say, is it only works best when you're actually faster, because then you can follow it. You cannot hit things off screen some of the time, so that's why I like it. It kind of goes down. Yeah. So my ranking for this, it's alright. It's alright. The MP cost is the one thing I say is pretty good about it, but other than that, and the damage, I guess, being better than Cerulean Splash, but it's not going to hit multiple times on say, just Cerulean Splash, so it's alright.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to do the same thing. Yeah, that is
Alright, so head flail. This one is one that actually gets good. It starts kind of okay, it does some good damage at the beginning, but you'll be like, oh, okay, 25 MP, you know, not, that's gonna chew through your and then later, it becomes that, and the damage is just a little bit better than Cerulean Splash and, what was it, I already forgot, Gale Crawler. This ability it's what you see, pretty much, you know. Big.
So Mirror is literally swinging someone's head.
Yep.
If only Kratos could use Medusa's head like this.
One thing that's really nice about it is, say you get a lot of MP later, the speed and range on this is pretty good. Say if you don't have any, like, you know, because you have to get close and slash with the sword, right? I mean, yeah, this guy's slow, but what's nice about this is the hit stun and the speed of this. This is really good. This is actually, I would say, because of the lower cost once again. So say instead of tossing Gale Crawler, just literally, you know, run along and just jump and do that. This is a way better ability. Like, this is really good, especially for the cost. And doing a raw 200 on certain bosses, you'll be done with them in no time. Well, certain bosses, once you have enough MP, as I keep saying. But It starts out kind of okay, gets really good later. General usability, 25 HP, it's not bad at all. But I'm not gonna say it's amazing, but I will say it's great.
Pretty sweet.
I'd say it's pretty. Yeah, no, actually, instead of great, I want to say sweet. I would put sweet below great. Not the greatest, but it's still a pretty sweet ability, especially for a beginner ability. Rank this one up and grade it up. It'll help you in the beginning. What about you? What's your ranking?
Yeah, as I said,
Same?
pretty sweet.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just giving me a suggestion there. But my bad.
No, that's what I think. It's pretty sweet.
All right, Summon Rat. This one is we were talking about this last night. This is probably the most controversial spell for me. Not the most controversial spell,
It's weird.
the problem with this one is while it's so that's how that works. Okay, so see, that's what I wanted to see before. Now, and that's what I wanted to show off. I couldn't show it off the last time because I couldn't get it right. But what's interesting about this is, yeah, it's this little hitbox it put out there. He's a little rectangle walking around. His tail does not count though. But the explosion part is what I was interested in. But you toss it out. The only issue I say about this is he moves kind of wherever he wants, so it's very unreliable. As you see, it just keeps, yeah, unpredictable, unreliable for me. You see, it's like, oh wait, no, go towards him. What are you doing? No, why are you going there? No, walk towards him. You know, and then even then, you can see that explosion looks big, but it's not hitting anything. But as I saw there, finally, for the first time, I wanted to see the actual explosion land. And luckily, I can manipulate Revenant Simon Belmont here to be where I want him to be. And yeah, it hits a few times, but this is still, like, even though it has this multi-hit explosion, for the damage it does and for the unpredictability of it, I just can't really give this one a good rating. The ranking for it is just pretty... It's unreliable. That's actually my ranking for it. It's just unreliable. It would be pretty good if there was some way, you know, like, you have to just get lucky with this guy, but, you know, and you could just be fighting on the side while he's doing damage, like that. You know, it's okay, but not really. It's so random, you know. Yeah, you can toss out 3 of these guys. But once again, it's like, they're just moving about unreliably. I don't know, I just can't bring myself to like this. Because, like, look, oh, now they're over there. Okay, yeah, come back over here where he is. Thank you. No, stay on him, okay. But then look where all look all, no, it's all missing. No, you know. So this one you'd be using 25 MP for. It's a low cost at least they're not saying like 50 MP, right? But I just don't know. I just don't know about this ability. The only thing I am curious about, and I have summoned a lot of these before, but does this have a 1 in 8 chance to become a giant rat? That's my only question that I don't know for sure about this. Because that appears randomly on some abilities.
I mean, it's already a pretty big rat.
Yeah, but I want it to be a giant rat.
For me, I'd say it's bad.
Yeah.
As you said, it's very unpredictable. But I do have to give it at least some points just for the fact that you can just throw a rat at someone.
Yeah,
That's pretty fun on its own.
I would say this ability has visual appeal and stylistic appeal. If you've come from the community, you understand there's this thing we have about style, and to style on your opponent with a rat, like imagine just finishing off the final boss. I don't want to spoil it, but imagine finishing off the final boss with a rat, just whoop, right in the face. That'd be hilarious. Otherwise, it's in my ranking of it. Maybe there's like some secret technique with it that I'm unaware of. Actually, maybe this is actually good on the final boss, now that I think about it. Because if you consider it's like Aria of Sorrow in a way, where the stage is kind of the boss at the very end, after that boss, after the first part. if you consider the last part, maybe it being a complete hitbox and then doing that at the end is actually quite powerful. So let's just say unreliably situational. That's my ranking for this. Unreliably situational, because there's one particular boss I think this would work too well with, in fact, and I want to try it now after this maybe. What about you after that fact just popped into my head?
Oh, as I said, my opinion hasn't really changed. I'd say it's bad, but it gets points.
Yeah. We're just being
just
silly.
Being able to throw a rat at someone.
I would say it's the equivalent of the because there's a lot of disrespect involved. You don't toss a rat at someone. That's actually cool. That's really cool because you don't know where that rat's going. But moving on.
This one's got like a million eyes.
that too. It's creepy. Summon Ghost. As you see, the damage on this thing is pretty darn insane for some enemies. This is, a guy you can summon. I think that applies to most of these. But they just go around and they actually track onto. Oh yeah, no, I actually. This was one of the first ones I was trying to work out once I got it, because I tried it once and I was like, this seems like a really good number. The only thing I say takes down points from it is because they bounce away, you do not get some multi-hit capabilities. But it's just pretty good to treat like a weapon. I would say this is the closest to it. It's just good to toss out and fight along with because of that. I mean, if we had to compare summon abilities, I would say this one actually gets a lot of points. Because you just put them out there, fight alongside. They'll actually take home the fight.
Yeah, they're not just. It doesn't look like they're completely randomly moving around the screen. There actually is some kind of moving. Got it.
Damage-wise, they're pretty okay. Like, this is something you get for 30 MP. This is pretty darn good to get summon. Just get that grade up, as I say, get the rank up, and you have a pretty good beginner summon. This is definitely what I'm doing. Because it's omniscient, it can float anywhere. It can float into the walls and everything. That's actually a really good thing. Because when I cover everything after summon bat, well, not everything, but when I cover some of the things after summon bat, you'll see why I kind of like summon ghost quite a bit. Yeah, it's like maybe the damage is not as good as, say, summon god or summon shovel or summon shovel, but it has some great capabilities. So my ranking, it's pretty sweet. Alright. Summon that. This is an amazing beginner ability. It does cost this is a very
Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Go on.
This is a very powerful beginner ability because you just send it out there, and like this is Gale Crawl. This is what I wanted Gale Crawler to be. Like this is the perfect screen killer. It comes out kind of in a not a shotgun. Actually, yeah, like a random shotgun-esque formation, right? But just really slowly.
A slow shotgun
But-
blast.
Even as an ability just to toss out there, you get about 350 right here, as we're seeing, or you know, sometimes with crits. But this is not a bad ability at all. It's this is basically what I'd say is the rank for. Like, of course, yeah, the flight pattern could be a bit random, but otherwise,
Random as well.
I would
But
say this is the standard for a good. You know, this is the standard for something that now there is a 1 in 8 chance with this, and you can summon twice. This also is very powerful on the twin dragons. Because of their gigantic ass hitbox. This will hit them sometimes 3 times in a row. I have a Let's Play of that, and I was hitting for 25 with 4 bats 3 times, so I was essentially getting 300 damage each time. These guys have around 2,000 and something HP, so it would only take 7 of those to kill them. But otherwise, as I mentioned, there is a 1 in 8 chance that you may get a gigantic bat, which will take up the entire screen, except for like a little bit at the top, depending on where you summon it. But let's see if we can get that. There's also a weird glitch that happens if, for some reason, the bat's location seems to be remembered sometimes. We had this weird glitch happen in the beginning area where we were killing the bone morte here, and the bone morte would just keep dying. Anything that proceeded in this direction would die, because it, for some reason, remembered the position of the bats every time we left this crazy stuff. But let's see if we get this. It did take me a lot of tries though just to get it, so we might not be able to show it here. But just believe me when I say it takes up the entire. The only issue though is when you do get a giant bat, it's basically summoning one. You get like multiple boxes on it, it's not really damage. Okay, I'll give it 5 more tries. Oh, yeah, see, look, there's the thing. It's, they're still there. It remembered the position. So, actually,
yeah, that's been going on this whole time, by the way.
I should also mention, because of this is a very broken ability. So it's actually a little bit overpowered in some cases. Like, look at that. That's
So strange.
In fact, if I just leave the room right here now, I bet he's going to be attacking, he's going to be getting attacked by something even over there, probably.
When this fight basically not doing nothing.
Pretty much. So, even if I don't get to show you guys the giant bat, I've already created one in the room, let's put it that way, but just a gigantic ass upscaled version. Kaiju size.
We can.
Alright. So that's built to something Sylvian. I mean, now this room is actually kind of like probably is gonna be a problem now. So I'll have to use the teleport.
Will you be able to leave?
Yeah. But Summon Simeon I can't even really properly show on him. This is an ability you just kind of toss out. You can toss out 5 of these guys, by the way. Whoops.
Oh, they look so silly.
I know, right? So you summon out 5, and you just kind of walk with them. They, they'll try to go after whatever enemies they see. Not as good damage as Summon Ghost, but still pretty good because they're a slow, removable hitbox. So once you use that, let me just use the teleport. But once you...
Give that ratings for the bats.
Oh yeah, rating for the bat. That's my rating. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't even give it a proper rating because, like, on its own, it's pretty cool. For what it is, it's glitched for now until they patch that out. It's, what is this? It's amazing. It's too powerful. It's amazing for grinding.
That is pretty cool.
So, as you see, Summon Simians could do a lot of damage, especially. Of course, since they jump up, they're like Cerulean Splash, but slower. Yeah. Especially. They're not bad, though. Like, I would say, not as good as the bats, but they're still, like, good, It's better to use than the, Summon Rat, of course, obviously. And I would say this is a better option if you're just trying to kill enemies on the ground. Summon Ghost would be better for everywhere and, like, maybe in the air and all that, but Summon Simian would be a better choice on, say, dragons and whatnot, because they just keep bouncing around and doing damage. And you can summon 5 of these guys for only 28 MP, which is pretty insane. My ranking, it's good. Yeah, it's good.
For me, I'd say it's alright, but I have to give it minus points just because I hate it. It's so frustrating to fight.
Flea Man.
It's like, come back here.
Yeah,
You're really annoying.
really annoying. Okay, so even though I refreshed, okay, yeah, so that's how powerful Summon Bats is. You have to basically just to actually, yeah, it's the most powerful ability. Alright, so, Summon Garamond is like Summon Black Panther in, what was it, Panther? I think it's Summon Panther in,
It's actually, if you're talking about Harmony of Despair.
yeah, Harmony of Despair.
It's, I found out it's Jaguar.
Jaguar, okay, so it's like Summon Jaguar in Harmony of Despair. This thing just run. Did I just see? Does it actually have an exact hitbox? I just saw it run over the toad. That's minus points already for me. Now, of course, that's just with toads,
That's
okay?
plus points for accuracy.
Well, plus points for accuracy, but minus points for usability then. But, what is it? Oh, where'd he go? Wait, did he just disappear? No way. Okay, let me check something.
But did he just go off screen and disappear?
Oh, mine. You know what? I had a better opinion of this guy before. So I have to stay on screen just to, because he's supposed to last that long, and he's supposed to last a long time. Okay, so minus points for being able to disappear off the screen. Yeah, I didn't even hear the sounds anymore. Wow, okay, no, I've just lost all respect for this ability. I'm sorry, guys. I was gonna actually, I already had a ranking in mind, which was just also pretty sweet. It's essentially Summon Simeon, but faster and you can run along with it. But now, no, like, I mean, the best this is used for is fighting certain bosses and just having them run around. But
That's cool.
I mean, they're okay. I would still say Summon Simeon is better because you get Summon 5, and it might be possible to get more hits off of the boss with this, certain bosses and whatnot.
Yeah, that's true.
And you get essentially the same kind of damage almost. I feel the slower hitboxes just makes it better. But yeah, okay. Garamond, I would say this is just okay ability, very situational now because apparently you have to chase after it. Luckily, I don't think they run off too fast from you. You can keep up with them. Oh no, you can't. Because see, if I'm keeping up with him and I have the current speed I have now, well, you'll still, yeah, it'll still be okay. But I don't know, it went down in rank for me.
I think it's cool. I like them, and I think they look cute. Just run.
Alrighty. Summon Shovel Armor is next. This ability can be pretty powerful. Of course, the art can get in the way. But if you hit with it, you get a lot of damage. You get 500, or no, 400 on this guy, for instance, right?
And Shovel Armor is an obvious reference to Shovel Knight.
Exactly. If you summon 2 of these guys, then you'll get 800 damage for only 35 MP, so they're actually less of a cost than the bat, which is pretty okay. They're not a bad ability though, especially for they work on a lot of enemies. In fact, I just say don't use them on aerial enemies like the harpy type enemies and whatnot, or small enemies like that. But say if you're just generally going through, this can just clear out some enemies in the way, make a little shield around yourself. In fact, stand right there and nothing is getting through if it kills it. So, otherwise, this also, like the bats, has a 1 in 8 chance of becoming a giant Shovel Knight. Only problem is, I don't know if we'll get it within, say, 10 tries. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Oh, we got it.
There you go.
So if you do get that, you get 461 damage as we saw there, and then you get a shockwave follow-up. Now, of course, you're just hopefully trying to get that. If you do get it, it's pretty good, but if you don't, then okay, whatever. I feel, I mean, damage-wise, it beats out Summon Bats, if I remember correctly. But Summon Bats actually do hit a lot of times. Oh, okay, no, it's actually the same. I would still say Summon Bats is a little bit better in some cases because you could just generally use this. But Shovel Armor does hit against, you know, of course, other enemies like 4 rapid times. So this one's a little hard to say for me, but I'd just say, like, instead of pretty sweet, I would say it's actually, and due to the arc, you can't really get every enemy in the game. So I'd just say it's good.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty cool. It's novel.
Yeah, novel. I would say at least gets some points for being novel with the Shovel Knight reference.
Yeah.
Alright, so Summon Water Leaper. This one is actually one I do like. This is not so good on bosses, but, you know, because it'll only hit like maybe once on the smaller ones, maybe twice on the other ones. But what is good about it is its screen clearing capability. It only costs 40, so I would almost say this is not an upgrade from the bats because the damage is only a little bit higher. If you're fighting way stronger enemies, then I'd say Summon Bats is still a little bit better. But in terms of just like, I don't feel like dealing with you guys, you just toss this out and they're all gone essentially. This is an example of what I would say is like a good ability because its hitbox is very deceiving, believe it or not. Hits all the things on the ground. Not to mention, there's actually I'll show you here. Hopefully the hitboxes don't get in the way. But as you see, I wasn't even touching him. I can actually sometimes you can summon it just a little bit out of distance, and it'll hit. As you saw there, so you can get 2 hits on that thing right up close, and then everything that follows after. But it's such a big hitbox. This is such a good summon ability just to toss out there and kill a lot of the 200 or less enemies on screen in terms of HP. Better than Giramund. I would even say better than Summon Simeon because of the higher damage that it has. But of course, as I said, these guys shine the most when you're fighting enemies with higher HP than the Water Leaper, and they'll hit multiple times. Water Leaper won't really often do that. So my ranking for it, it's pretty sweet, similar to Summon Bat, only because it's just same MP but higher damage and.
I'd say it's cool, and it gets more points being an ability that lets you finally follow
Oh my gosh, I wonder if that's Alright, so some of you, I can actually show this. These guys are the equivalent of the York Skull, but I would say a little bit better to use. In terms of just like the kicking aspect, only because they have a bigger hitbox, you can knock them around with your sword. Right there, I just protected myself.
York Skulls be
Harmony Despair, and also I believe Arios, or was it Donisaro? That's what's good about these is awesome, like because these are extra damage. They're pretty good. You just toss these out and just start slashing away, or even slide kicking them like a Mega Man into your enemy, like you would kick the rock ball or the soccer ball, in other words. You could do whatever you want with these, right? Now I think it's actually conflicting with something in the room, but